The observation deck of the Stellar Harmony hummed with the gentle thrum of ion drives as Noah Chen stared out at the swirling nebula beyond. 3 months into the first human Valthoran joint expedition, and he still couldn't believe he was here, humanity's representative among the stars. "You're doing it again," Danny said, materializing beside him with that unnerving Valthoran grace. Her crystalline skin caught the nebula's light, refracting it into impossible colors that human eyes weren't quite designed to process. Noah smiled. "Doing what?" "Standing here, alone, thinking those heavy human thoughts." Her translator collar rendered her melodic language into perfect English, though it couldn't quite capture the harmonic undertones. "My people don't understand how you can be comfortable in silence." "Maybe that's why we get along," Noah said. Over the past weeks, Danny had become more than just the xenobiologist assigned to study him. She was his friend. Perhaps his only real friend on this vessel of beings who found humanity's very existence fascinating and slightly disturbing. The Valthoran were older, wiser, more advanced. They'd mastered faster-than-light travel while humans were still banging rocks together. They'd cured every disease, ended all conflict, achieved what they called harmonic existence. They were perfect, and they were dying out. Not physically. They'd conquered death centuries ago. But something in their perfection had broken. Valthorn no longer felt passion, creativity, or desire. They existed in beautiful crystal stasis, wondering where their fire had gone. Then they'd found humanity. Messy, chaotic, brief-lived humanity. And something in the Valthoran collective consciousness had stirred for the first time in millennia. "Noah," Danny said, her voice unusually quiet. "I need to tell you something." "Something I shouldn't." He turned to face her fully. Her bioluminescent patterns, the Valthoran equivalent of expressions flickered in sequences he'd learned meant distress. "The Council chose me for this expedition. Because of my stability index," she continued, "I'm supposed to be the least likely to develop complications." "Complications?" Her patterns flashed brighter. 17 Valthoran scientists have been removed from human contact in the past year. They call it resonance cascade. We call it losing our minds. Noah felt a chill. "What happens to them?" "They start feeling things we're not supposed to feel anymore. Jealousy, longing, obsession." Danny's 3-fingered hand gripped the observation rail. "The Council says it's contamination. That humanity's emotional chaos is infectious, dangerous. Is that what you think?" She looked at him, and for the first time Noah saw something in those faceted eyes that transcended species. Vulnerability. "I think we're not contaminated," she whispered. "I think we're remembering, and it's terrifying." Before Noah could respond, alarms shrieked through the ship. The nebula outside suddenly blazed with hostile red signatures. Pirates, the scourge of this sector. The Valthoran crew moved with efficient calm, but Noah noticed their fatal flaw. They'd forgotten how to be afraid, and fear was sometimes what kept you alive. "We should reach the safe room," Danny said, already moving. But Noah was studying the tactical display. 3 attack ships heavily armed. The Stellar Harmony was a research vessel, fast but unarmed. The Valthoran protocol was to broadcast surrender and trust in diplomatic immunity. "They're not going to honor diplomatic protocol," Noah said, fingers flying over a console he'd barely been trained on. "Those are Krogar raiders. They don't take prisoners, they take trophies." Danny's patterns flickered confusion. "How do you know?" "Because humans have been dealing with pirates since we first built boats." His hands moved with frantic purpose. "We learned something your people forgot. Sometimes survival means fighting dirty. We don't have weapons." "No," Noah grinned, and Danny recognized it as the expression humans made when they were about to do something magnificently stupid. "But we have a cargo bay full of industrial mining equipment and a plasma conduit that runs right past it." What happened next would become legend among both species. Noah Chen, with Danny's increasingly enthusiastic help, jury-rigged an explosive device that would have made any human engineer proud and any safety inspector faint. They vented it directly into the path of the lead raider ship, turning the mining plasma into a makeshift weapon that tore through the pirates' shields. The other 2 raiders, suddenly facing an apparently armed opponent, did what bullies always do. They ran. As the Stellar Harmony limped toward the nearest friendly station, Danny found Noah back at the observation deck. Her bioluminescent patterns were cycling through sequences he'd never seen before. Wild, chaotic, beautiful. That was insane, she said. That was human, he replied. Noah. She stepped closer. Human, I want you. I can't take it anymore. The words tumbled out in a rush. Not physically, we're too different for that. But I want what you have. This fire, this chaos, this ability to feel so much that you'd risk everything. She pressed her crystalline hand to her chest. For 300 years I've existed. Today, for the first time since I was young, I lived. And I can't go back. I won't. Noah understood then what she was really saying. The Valthoran Council would never approve. They'd call it contamination. Corruption of their perfect harmony. Danny would be labeled unstable, possibly exiled. They're going to come for you, he said quietly. Let them. Her patterns blazed with defiance. My people forgot something crucial. Perfection isn't living. It's just another kind of death. She looked at him, really looked at him. You humans with your 100-year lifespans and fragile bodies, you know something we lost. Every moment matters because it ends. Every feeling is precious because it hurts, so what do? Danny's pattern shifted into something new. A sequence she was creating in real time, never before expressed in Valthoran history. If he had to name it, Noah would call it hope. We show them, she said. We show all of them that the fire doesn't consume, it illuminates. And maybe, just maybe, we remind the Valthoran how to burn again. As the stars streaked past and the future sprawled uncertain before them, Noah realized this was what humanity brought to the galactic community. Not superior technology or ancient wisdom, but something more fundamental. The stubborn, beautiful, terrifying insistence that existence without passion wasn't existence at all. And standing beside him, patterns blazing like a crystal star, was an alien who'd chosen to burn rather than fade. The galaxy would never be the same.